Back to Curry. Step back. Three-pointer. Bang! Steph Curry drills the three.
This is what happens when you make Steph Curry mad. It's honestly amazing to me that so many people have doubted Steph Curry and his greatness even this season before the NBA Finals. Steph is going to be an all-time talent if he's not already, and there should be no doubt about that. However, many people like to criticize him and say that he's not all that good in some aspects, especially because there's this narrative that Steph Curry is not good in the NBA Finals, which I'm gonna prove in this video is definitely not true whatsoever. But for the past week, a lot of people have been talking about the Warriors, not only because the series is currently tied 2-2 at the time of recording this video, but because there are so many things going on with the Warriors, including Draymond Green and that whole fiasco, which I should probably make a video on because I don't know what's going on with him. Up until game 4, Boston was up in the series 2-1, and honestly, it really did look like Boston was gonna go up 3-1, which would make it a lot easier for them to win the series. Now lately, it seems like the Warriors are getting carried by Steph Curry, which obviously he's their best player by far, but all the other guys really just aren't doing that much. I mean, the only other player that did something in game 3 was Andrew Wiggins, who I think had like 15 and 15, which was good and all, but other than that, no one else really did much. And not just from a box score standpoint. I mean, a lot of players were liabilities that at one point were key players for the Warriors. Now, if you are down 2-1 and you're in a game 4 situation, it is obviously no doubt a must-win game. So what happens when you're the greatest shooter of all time and you're put in a must-win game situation and a lot of people are doubting you because apparently you're not clutch, which if you can't tell is definitely not true, and I'm going to talk about that later on in the video. But first, let's go over some film from game 4. On this play, somehow Steph Curry makes Marcus Smart fall, which it probably could have been from the screen, and as we see, he's going to go around Time Lord and do a floater. When people talk about Steph Curry, they always make the claim, oh, he's 6'3", so he's limited to the things he can do. But as you can see, Steph Curry is someone that can create his own shot and get wide open versus, might I just say, two of the best defenders in the league. I mean, I think we all assumed that Marcus Smart was going to be a very key part in guarding Steph Curry, and yet he hasn't done that good of a job, because during this series so far, Steph Curry is averaging 34 points per game, so if the Warriors win, there's no doubt he's going to win Finals MVP. Now, before I do show this play, I need to give you a little bit of context so you know how important this is. In the intro clip, you obviously saw that Steph Curry would go on to make this 3, which would put the Warriors up by 6. But the reason it's mostly important is because that made 3 made Golden State on a 10-0 run, which Steph Curry was obviously a very big part of. And that 3 to put them up 6 with about 2 minutes left in the game was the most clutch play we've seen from Steph Curry in this series. Now, really, when I saw this play, I thought you cannot blame Derek White. He did everything he should have done, but Steph Curry is just that good. In that moment right there, you were not going to get a better situation where you could have guarded Steph. Again, I just want to clarify, Derek White did everything he could have done, but Steph is just that good. What's crazy is if we look at all of Steph Curry's runs in the playoffs, we can see that this year has been his best. As Steph is going up in age, he somehow is playing better, which I will never understand. If this meant Steph Curry has the longevity of LeBron James, I think the NBA is going to be in trouble for probably another 10 years. And even then, with the way he's been playing lately, I wouldn't be surprised if at 40 he's averaging like 40 points per game on high efficiency. And I don't think this series is just Steph Curry being good. I think this is Steph Curry being monumental and trying to prove why he should have won a Finals MVP. Another NBA YouTuber by the name of Legend of Winning made an amazing video about Steph Curry not winning Finals MVP over Iguodala, and he put a lot of facts and a lot of stuff I didn't even know about. If you want to watch that video after this one, I would highly recommend it. I will link it in the description below because Lo goes into a lot of depth about that series, which is where I circle back to a lot of people doubt Steph Curry's clutchness. However, I think those narratives are starting to somewhat go away because Steph Curry this series has been nothing but good. Well, actually, if I'm being honest, this whole playoff run he's been on, he's been very good. Even the whole season, even though he did go through a slump, other than that, he was amazing. But why are we shocked? He was probably the best player of this decade. And yet, for some reason, someone as popular as Steph Curry, as someone as good as Steph Curry, people/media members kept trying to find a way to doubt him and prove things wrong about him. I think this whole entire series is revenge for Steph Curry, and honestly, that's not someone I would want to piss off. There's a short list of people in the NBA I would want to piss off in a game situation, and that list has Steph Curry in it. With tomorrow being game 5 of the Finals, I am expecting Steph Curry to have another masterclass and even do better than the last game. game. Because even though Steph Curry did drop the second most points he's ever dropped in a finals game, which was 43, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for 50 and they absolutely destroyed the Boston Celtics in that game. Now let me also just say that I did a Celtics and Warriors prediction video like a couple videos ago right before the finals started, and I still stand by my prediction. I'm not going to change it just because Steph Curry is playing out of his goddamn mind, but I would like to note that Steph Curry is playing out of his goddamn mind. What's weird is Steph Curry can be not efficient for a couple games, which he was at the start of the series, but he's still going to score a lot of points and impact the offense in a very good way, which is something I did not consider in that prediction. So honestly, there is a very good chance I could be wrong and Steph Curry goes off these next two games, they win in 6, and Andre Iguodala wins the finals MVP. I'm not gonna lie, I'm never gonna get over that. I think one of the other reasons why Steph Curry has been going off is because a lot of people have been talking about the Warriors, which again is something I said in the beginning of the video. And I want to say something like, oh, it's because Boston's been kind of toxic, but honestly, it's the NBA Finals. Obviously, it's gonna get competitive. A lot of players like Draymond Green and Klay Thompson have said stuff like the Boston Celtics fans are being disrespectful, which honestly is very much laughable. Because if you watched a Lakers game or a clip of Russell Westbrook getting sworn out by a bunch of Laker fans courtside, you can see that the Warriors are probably over-exaggerating, which has led a lot of people to call the Warriors soft, which I wouldn't blame me for, because literally Draymond Green's wife started posting that all these fans are being really disrespectful, which again is laughable because I really haven't seen anything that bad. Like, I have not seen any death threats or anything like that. So, and with people coming for Golden State, doubting them and talking a lot of shit about them, I think that awoke something in Steph Curry. This series is not over yet. Even if Boston does win tomorrow, I think Golden State is going to play an amazing game 6 and vice versa. I think my original prediction was Celtics in 6, but honestly, I could really see this going to 7 either way. Now, I could be wrong and we could just see Steph Curry going off for games 5 and 6, which I talked about earlier. I just need to say this, but we are witnessing one of the greatest runs by Steph Curry ever, and well, statistically the best. Whether you're rooting for the Celtics like me or you're rooting for the Warriors, we need to note that you are watching masterclass basketball for free. Honestly, I wouldn't hate on Steph Curry right now, and I would just appreciate his greatness, which I feel like is something that not a lot of people like to do anymore. Because I mean, at this point, how can you hate on Steph and his greatness? It's just impossible for me. If you guys do want to see my original NBA Finals prediction, click the video on the screen right now.